All right, it's dungeon seasons, I'm assuming if you're watching this. If you're watching this out of season, then hi. You're probably somebody who just needs to watch something while you eat. If you're somebody who actually needs an amazing loadout, this is the video for you, because I got a couple of loadouts for you. This is going to be a basic minigun video. If you've seen my big minigun video, you probably know where this is going. Oh yeah, Ben's Wark, right? I record these on stream, by the way, Twitch link down below. But this is basically going to be that build adapted for dungeons. We're going to go nice and quick, all right? Commando Jonesy is how this first build works. It brings you down to a 5.5-second cooldown if you have Ain't Done Yet in support. Commando Jonesy is also an old Twitch Prime hero. I'm totally flexing with this. Commando Spitfire is the base game hero. He comes around all the time. A very, very attainable hero indeed. And I've supercharged him because supercharging ups your hero ability damage, which goes from, I think in this case, about 21 to 24.3. That's fairly significant. That actually makes your minigun do more damage. Hey, quick correction. Apparently, Commando Spitfire is available in the event shop. So as of uploading this video, he's available for this event. He should be gone June 21st of 2023. If you're watching this in the future, then ignore this part. But if you're watching this during the event while he's in the event shop, you can go ahead and pick him up. Happy Holidays is, of course, important to have our ability be reduced, the cooldown be reduced. Boomstick and support is a big one, and that's actually the second loadout I want to show. I'll show that in the second half of this video, but Diecast Jonesy in the lead. He basically makes your minigun energy, which is super useful in the Inferno and Grotto dungeons, where both of the mini-bosses at the end are elemental. I think the Inferno one is elemental. He might be fire. Either way, this will make your minigun do more damage either way, and it's actually super useful, especially in the support, but as the lead as well, and we'll talk about that later. First cup of the day is just great because, believe it or not, your minigun can crit, and he makes it crit more and do more damage, so super good hero to have. Battle Beat might be a bit of a surprise, but if you get 10 eliminations, which is super easy with the way that monoliths spawn, that will actually increase your minigun damage. Ain't Done Yet is, as mentioned before, I'm once again flexing with a birthday hero, but you can see Sergeant Jonesy on screen does the exact same thing. He's a base game hero that's available all the time, super obtainable, and then this is where I've sort of adapted things for dungeons because Archetype Havoc is an optional hero. I prefer to Shockwave periodically to get a nice little speed bonus. You can put Fleet in support. You can do Snow and Commando. I don't really... Okay, all right, let's talk about this. Snow and Commando gets suggested every single time I talk about miniguns. It's basically a hero where it adds snowballs to your thing. It's not that much damage. It's kind of nice, I guess, but I choose not to use it. If you are in Inferno, where you might have a fire mini-boss, that could make sense, but I don't really think it's that big of a deal. There are a lot of options here, and I'm just going to be sticking with Archetype Havoc because that's what I want to show. So here's what I'm also going to say. I want to queue a 140 zone because this is a YouTube video, and I want to showcase how strong this build is. Normally speaking, you should really run the 140s once for the challenges, or the quests, I should say, and then once that's done, 88s are perfectly fine. If you're a lower level player, just queue the highest one you can. But if you're an endgame player like I am here, 88s are going to be giving you pretty much the same rewards, and it'll be a significantly easier run. But as mentioned, as this is a YouTube video, it would be a little too boring to watch me stomp through the competition. So we're going to be queuing not just Crips 140, but Crips melee only, because everybody in the party, I guess I haven't coordinated with the viewers here, but I'm assuming everybody's going to be using an ability-based loadout because dungeons does not give you guaranteed weapons, and going around looting for weapons is pretty slow. My preferred way to play dungeons, if you guys watch the channel and you see my recommended builds like the Carbide video and the Flash AC video, link to those down below, you'll know that I prefer abilities. Those are the most consistent. They do a great job, and going fast is important as well. I have a dungeon speedrunning guide I'll link down below. It details how getting tickets and gold is the name of the game when it comes to dungeons. They give you so many tickets to open so many llamas, so much gold to unlock everything that comes through these stores. Even if there's nothing interesting in this current event, dungeons is super great for building up a great stockpile of gold that'll allow you to purchase anything you want in the future. And going fast is important. So looting around for random weapons, hoping you get what you need every time you play, is just not something I do. So yeah, I think melee only is a great way to get a little bit extra rewards because we're not going to be using our weapons anyway. All right, and we begin. So once again, got to use that shockwave. 40% bonus every 15 or so seconds is super nice. I like to show this in every dungeons video, and that is to break the monolith closest to the key last. So in this case, we'll be breaking that monolith over there, this one all the way down there, and then I would break the one in the middle if my teammates had their brains screwed on right. Unfortunately, that is not how things went. Like I said, we got a couple of viewers in here, plus Archer hanging out in voice with me, so there's not exactly a ton of team coordination, but if you guys are ever playing with a group where you guys are communicating and planning a little bit ahead, not doing what I just demonstrated is the way to go. You want to break the monolith closest to the key. That way you can break 1, 2, and then 3, and then just pick up the key and that last monolith all at once, and you're good to go. So this is where Commando Spitfire is, in my opinion, more practical for dungeons. Being able to whip it out whenever you want, and then of course breaking all the floors. You want to get as many urns as possible because tickets are in gold, or the name of the game. Urns don't specifically give you gold through a quest, but they do give you gold just by breaking them. So that's a great way to just get lots and lots of gold. And I feel like this used to be an old tactic where we would just leave our miniguns out because you couldn't put them away any earlier, and you would just break the urns while you waited for it to run out. Now you can just put it away by activating the same button that you used to pull it out in the first place. And that's a really nice thing. On that same note, the extra 5 seconds with the Ain't Done Yet perk used to kind of be not recommended because you'd just be stuck with your minigun out longer than you usually needed it. Like I said, nowadays that's kind of an outdated tip. You just put it away whenever you're done with your minigun, but yeah, getting as many urns as possible is super, super nice, and being able to pull this out often for the monoliths is really good. As I mentioned, though, in the second part of this video, I'll demonstrate it more, that the energy minigun is pretty essential for the mini bosses, and I think that might be better in a more organized team. So I also mentioned that Flash AC video earlier. I'm gonna plug it on screen down below. I'm gonna say it once again. That build is great if you're running to the end, but that is also contingent on having teammates taking care of the big targets for you. So I feel like in a perfect team, or one of the perfect formats you could have for a team composition, are 2 people running a Commando Spitfire minigun, which is super consistent for easily and efficiently taking out all the monoliths that you can, having 1 Flash AC player running to the end and opening up all the doors as fast as possible, and then having 1 guy with Diecast Jonesy in the lead with that energy minigun, and his sole job, the one thing he has to do, is kill the mini boss at the end. Now that role could also be fulfilled with Carbide. The reason being that's just a super strong ability that has a really long cooldown, and it just makes sense to have them be, you know, given one job of just taking down the nice little mini boss at the end. And in this case, I don't think that's what we're doing because this is not an organized team. Commando Spitfire is a lot more organized, or a lot more oh my goodness, a lot more practical if you don't have an organized team. I am fumbling my speech right now because I have just witnessed a bug that has been getting reported to me a lot in the comments of my videos, and that is Shockwave doing no damage. Not a fun one, but until Epic fixes it, there's really nothing we can do. So this area is kind of weird because sometimes the monoliths don't necessarily spawn in the right order. And this is another one where a 140 zone makes things a little slower. Minigun does have damage drop off over a distance, and that does affect how much damage you can do to the monoliths. But in the 140s, I think they have more health. Even if I'm wrong, it's still, you want to be a little closer, and the spawning on these ones in this specific area are not always consistent. In this case, it looks like we got pretty lucky and our teams are on it, so Dimension's just opening this right away, and I just need to stay alive here. So, Vlad. Oh, Vlad. Did we get enough urns? We're at 77. Oh, damn it. My teammates are never focused on urns. Sometimes when I play dungeons, I think I'm the only one who cares about tickets, which, you know, I don't know why. I want to be able to open llamas, and opening llamas gives you manuals and weapon designs. But this is what I was talking about with Vlad. The first wave, or the first half of his health is super easy. Then he goes invincible. Then he disappears for a minute, which I will spare you guys. Oh, Carbide, hold on a second. I just want to enjoy this view. Oh, yeah. That's so good. That's so good. Oh, my. He's still going. He's still going. Okay, somebody has Noir in support for sure. I'm gonna tune in. I'm gonna go around, kill some urns. I'm gonna tune in with you guys once Vlad returns. Oh, Vlad is returned. I was talking to stream chat, didn't notice. I wanted to show the early stage where he's invincible. I don't know why Vlad is invincible for that first period of time, but he is, and I'm dead. I honestly expect him to die so fast. Like I've been saying, it's never recommended to really run 140s outside of a challenge, and more often than not, I'm used to him dying very quickly, but this time around he's being a little big boy, but no, our teammates took care of it. So yeah, pretty casual Crips run, you know. Most of us seem to be running, I think 3 of us have minigun and at least 1 with Carbide. Things go pretty easy, assuming of course everybody actually breaks the urns, which I might be partly to blame for that, but we did not get the urn quest, which makes me an unhappy camper. I'm gonna go set up the diecast build and check in with you guys then. All right, for the diecast build, you have one thing to change, and that is Escape Artist. As we no longer have our Shockwave, we kind of have to swap them out. So we can't use a hero with like Warcry weapon damage, as the minigun is not a weapon. I've made that mistake in the past. You can go for like Warcry bonuses that extend the duration. There are quite a few options. You can go for Extraterrestrial Rio, which buffs your minigun damage if your shields are half full. That's definitely an option. I don't really know. I think I'm just going to go for Azealia Clark. She gives you a flat 15.5% damage bonus on ability energy stuff. So that's not as much as 20, but it'll work whether my shields are up or not. Alternatively, you can do a Warcry cooldown. That's another great way to go. In this case, I'm going to go for straight damage, but if you're working with a team, as we're going to be doing here, a Warcry bonus could work. So I'm going to queue the Grotto. 140. No, I'm not doing that. Inferno. I think Inferno has a mini boss that's elemental. Either way, we're going to own him in the end. Grotto is too much of a pain for a YouTube video. You're not going to make me do it, but we could do an Inferno run and check out how he does. All right, we have another early game. So I'm going to get to the middle of these because of damage drop off. As mentioned, the first one goes down easy, middle one's dead, and then the last monolith can be right there next to the other one. Now I'm going to break this structure just so that Dimension can get it in super easily. I actually thought it was in the basement of that other building. It's not really too big of a deal. So similarly to what I said in the first part of the video, this is kind of what's happening, where all the Commando Spitfires and my teammates, whatever loadouts they're running, are just sort of taking care of monoliths and grabbing the keys as they go. Dimension being a team player right now. My one job is funny. My job is not Commando Spitfire, but Diecast Jonesy is intentionally, what is his name? Diecast Jones, there we are. My one job is to take out mini bosses, and so right now I'm just chilling. Like he can go and open that door. I'm gonna back up a little bit and take him out right here. Yeah, Archer, there we go. Easy. That's what we're here for.
I should have Warcried. It would have made it crazier.
Oh, no need. Save it for the mini boss. Now, in my Carbide video, I showed a little tip where if you stop sprinting before you jump, you can kind of maintain that momentum. But I got some commenters who mentioned that you can slide, and apparently you go faster, and it's a lot easier to just tap the button and then slide without wasting any more energy. Kind of a nice tip. Now, I mentioned not to use the hero that gives you weapon damage with your Warcry, but that same hero does also give you movement speed. So if you want to use that to go a little bit quicker with your teammates, you can go ahead and do that if you want. That is something that I covered in that dungeon speedrunning video I linked earlier, so check that out down below if you guys want speedrunning tips. Now, in this case, like I said, my job is mini bosses, but I can easily just take out that last monolith, get it out of here super easy. Hopefully don't kill myself on basic zombies, but it's pretty hard to die when you have an ability this strong. Everything around you just kind of stops existing, so super easy, barely an inconvenience. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier. 5.5 seconds is great if you're taking out stuff like the monoliths, but with Diecast Jonesy, I'm sitting here for over 30 seconds because I put it away early, just hanging out. So I really should not be spamming my ability, and I don't want to waste my movement. Is there another monolith up ahead? I just want to peek and see.
There is.
There is? You got one?
Oh, over at you? There's one over at me. I can break these.
Yeah, you take that one out because we're pretty close to the exit. Oh, yeah, there is one right in front of me. Okay, perfect. I got it. Don't worry about me. I'll take it out. You know what? I should have let Reaper here take it out because my ability is not going to be up for the mini boss, which is kind of embarrassing. All right, so I'm glad that opening the door and waiting for the teleportation to happen has chewed up a bit of time because I wanted my minigun to be available for this part, and it seems like it totally will be. So typical fashion is throwing up both drones, popping a war cry, pulling up the minigun, and actually going for these side guys can be kind of nice because if I can activate Battle Beat, I'll just do that much more. And I don't think I quite did that, but it doesn't matter. With the whole team shooting at him, it's super easy. I don't think that was a fire mini boss like I thought, but doesn't really matter. He died too fast to find out, and that's kind of the point. So there you go. Diecast Jonesy in the lead, Commando Spitfire in the lead, or whatever Commando you have in the lead is going to be great. Minigun is super, super strong. It's nothing that I haven't talked about before, but I thought it'd be fun to showcase it either way. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Twitch link down below. I'll see you guys in the next one, and yeah, enjoy dungeons. Take it easy. Enjoy your food if you're finished eating or not. Or are you one of those people who like finished eating 5 minutes ago and just sort of kept watching? It's okay. I do it too. And then